Hey everybody, it's Sarah from My Talk to Notebooks. Thanks for tuning in. And today I'm going to be talking about how I end my journals because I just finished this one, number 10, and I don't want to go into too much detail about all of it because there's lots of stuff for future videos in here, but I just want to say I was wrong about this journal. I know in the setup video I had concerns. It's too fancy. It doesn't close. Yeah, it doesn't close. Okay, if I take these hair ties off, the cover pops right open. Like, it's not even a contest because I put so much stuff in it like I like to. It's just bulging. It really motivated me to write in it, just the thick feel of it and just how it aged and started to look even cooler the more beat up it got. It was really inspiring. I filled it up in 4 months. That's the quickest I've ever filled up a journal. I'm pretty sure that's a record. So I wanted to go through my first 9 journals and just talk about how I ended them. And maybe it'll give you guys some ideas of different ways you can end them. So you can just take whatever ideas you like and try to test them out, because I'm always trying new stuff with the beginnings and endings of my journal. So this one just has a sticker, which is actually an inside joke with me in my journal, because I always used to write to Snoopy, because whoever's looking in the journal is snooping, right? That's so funny. So that's just the end of it. Is it just a joke? So that's number 1. Number 2, don't unfollow. I got a Highlights magazine that came with all these sports stickers in the back of it. I was like, I have to use all of them. So, and they went. And I also got like all the no, maybe this might have been an ad in the mail.
No one cares.
Number 3 is when I started doing the envelopes at the back. So what you'll see here is I felt the need to put an entire cat calendar in the back of here that I was given by someone. Blah blah blah, cats. And the page just fell out. Okay, so I used to do this thing, and I still sometimes do it, called My Stuff. And it's like an envelope, and I can put my stuff in it. So I have a bunch of stuff in here. Oh my gosh! And I had a small one for smaller things that just emptied out everywhere. So the other thing I put at the end of this journal, really classy 8th grade me, I wrote a chart. I don't want to open this because it's got people's names in it, but I wrote a detailed chart that included, let's see how many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 girls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 boys. 8 girls and 6 boys, and how they liked each other. All the information I heard. And actually, a lot of these turned out to be true. So if you ever need matchmaking advice, just hit me up. Okay, that's number 4, and here's how I ended this one. So the other thing I do is I put like pictures and memorabilia in the back of it. Okay, so this is like my dad's business card, but I don't want to show it. That's under my finger. And then I wrote the song on a big piece of paper and I taped it in. Cheesy song. I have a list of things I want to do someday, which is really long. My dad sent us this postcard when he went on a business trip to the worst house in Chiemgau. So it's probably Germany, I would say. And this is the car I wanted to drive when I grew up, so I put that at the back. So basically just stuff I was like interested in or like pertaining to me. Oh, this is from, this is cool, right? This is from, in this envelope is my Herbst appliance. And you're probably thinking, what is a Herbst appliance? Because it is 2017 and no one knows what that is. So you know how people used to have to wear headgear back in the day? Well, instead of that, to fix my monstrous overbite, I had to wear like this device that was like, it was literally like a telescoping rod between your 2 jaws, and like it broke all the time. Like it was always falling out of my mouth. It would freeze up, like it's supposed to open with your jaw, but it's like a crappy mechanism, so obviously it's gonna get stuck sometimes. So I would like be stuck, only able to open my jaw this much. And every time I went to the dentist, they would have to adjust it to push my jaw forward so that I couldn't like eat for like a week. It was so terrible. I hated it, and yet I was so proud of it. And when they took it out, finally, after having to repair it like 4,000 times, as it kept breaking, they were like, here, you can have this. And naturally, I kept it. And I actually still have my wisdom teeth around somewhere, so when I rediscover those, I'm going to probably put them in a journal too. Only because my friend did tell me I'm not allowed to make a necklace out of them. You think I'm kidding. Okay, number 5, I do have a visitor sticker from my high school, so that's pretty cool. And this very important barcode. Then I got some stickers at Trader Joe's for Valentine's Day, which I thought were cute. And then, of course, my stuff. Number 6 has no interesting ending except for the usual stickers, visitor tags, stuff like that. I didn't even finish this one. It was the worst one. Number 7 has a little smaller version of the My Stuff envelope because I couldn't fit the full-size one in this little tiny book, which I love. And that's pretty much how I ended it. I also ended it, okay, I have to be careful with this. I had a really, really long write at the end of this journal that's really important to me. And, like, the thing about your journal is you don't have to, like, be that careful with how you choose your words. You can just say what you're feeling, and, like, it's something I'd been feeling for ages, and I just realized it all at once, and I was like, I have to write this down, or else I'm gonna lose it. So I wrote it all down, and then I was just like, you know when you say something, and you just know it needed to be said, and maybe it's not even right, but you just had to say it, and people need to know it, even though people in this case is, like, paper. So at the end, I just drew a mic, and I was like, mic drop. Because I was so proud of myself for finally articulating something that had been literally eating away at me for years, like years. This is what journals do, guys. Like, so many times I've had this, where it's just, like, something is, like, gnawing away at me, and you just write it down, and you're like, I've been heard by a piece of paper. This one I ended with just the usual stickers. But this is actually the first one where I enacted, I think, the color code system. So, I had a couple things I did differently in the end of number 8. I did a little graphic thing here. I had the number of pages I wrote, and then, like, the number of graphics, and some other stuff too. And so I just thought that was cute to sort of summarize it that way. And I have my little statistics page here to talk about how often the colors showed up. And then I wrote a list of like, final thoughts from the journal. I'll read a couple of those to just show you, like, what I got out of it, because I find this to be really helpful, like a summary. This isn't my idea either. I read it somewhere, and it's in, like, a lot of journaling websites, so I can't take credit. But I'm just saying, I don't look back on the past semester as a sad time. Maybe I'm more prone to journal when I'm sad, because dark blue is sad, and it was, like, one of the higher bars. Numero 9. Sorry about my bilingualness there. That probably threw all of you monolinguals off. Peasants. Same thing here. Pages. And the graphics, and then I also, this is a tiny lipstick that says 16 pages of makeup, and I swatched 16 pages of makeup, and it still took me like 1,000 years to fill this up. Like, this journal was cursed. It was like some Harry Potter journal that never was filled. And then number 10, which is my recently deceased, is ended with, I didn't do anything like the graphics with the pages. I did write concluding thoughts. I'll just read a couple of those, because just to give another idea of that. So lots of poetry, including an ongoing ballad. Lots of notes from Sunday school, church, summer Bible study, and campus ministry. Plans for YouTube videos and crafts. Fun dates with my best friend. Stuff with my job, getting sick a lot. Art, vacation stories, and memorabilia. I had a lot of those. Rants about my opinions. Love doing that. Good days and bad days. And some kind of story. And here's my little chart. Not fancy at all, but guys, I'm so proud, because in number 9 I wrote some resolution that I wanted to use up all the ink in my light pink pen. Light pink is happiness, and while I did not use up all the ink in it, it was the tallest bar by a lot. So I'm finally beginning to focus on more positive things in my journals, which is so good, because I can be such a negative person, and I am so blessed. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I have nothing to complain about. So to see that I'm actually, like, logging good things to remember is amazing. So anyway, thanks guys for tuning in to this video. I hope it gave you some ideas on how you can end your journals. And I will see you guys later. Bye.